I've made intro videos before.
Okay, well, we are live.
Hello, everybody.
Hey guys. So it's me, Tiffany, in charge of the conversation. And we are the women of FWA. We wanted to drop another note, which you will see from us all month long, that it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So reminder to the ladies to go ahead and wear that pink on Fridays and drop your pictures. We'll be putting them in the magazine and sharing them all over the world to spread that awareness.
Woo woo! Save the tatas, babies.
Yep. Make sure that you guys go, if you feel anything that is abnormal or any weird red pain or just a rash or anything, just go and get it checked out. Go get it looked at.
I give that 2 thumbs up.
Yep.
2 thumbs up. So today, as you can see in the title of the stream, we are discussing our good friend Yadira Frederiksen and her, interest and role in the fence industry and who she is and what she's about, just kind of getting to know each other better. So Yadira, I know you asked Heather 3 questions right out of the gate, and I was going to do the same thing. So,
oh my gosh.
I'm already getting nervous.
No pressure, huh? I don't even remember what those 3 questions were.
I'll tell you. It's,
okay.
Why don't you tell us who you are, what company you're with, and how long you've been in the fence industry?
Sure. So I have been in the fence industry for approximately 10, 11 years now. So probably about 8 or 9 years with Las Vegas Fence. Prior to that, Brian and I were working for another fence company when we decided it was actually time to start our own. But starting our own in 2016, 2015, somewhere about there. It was a little bit scary when we first started, just like any business taking off. You kind of throw whatever funds you have at it, and then it starts to get really rocky, and you start to really realize, the fence industry is always like this.
So let me ask you a question. Is that when it started, when Brian would say, hey, don't run unless I'm running?
Yes. I'm over here panicked, because we got to get some money in before, next week's payroll. And he's like, hey, it's like he always had like a trick up his sleeve. Like, I know where we're going to get the funds for that payroll. I know where we're going to get the funds for those bills. Like, just relax, But I think it's in my nature to kind of plan for it from my history of being in the bookkeeping and the finance world prior to Las Vegas Fence.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So I actually started, I was telling Heather earlier, actually, that I actually started working at a very young age. I started working for a manufacturing company out in Irvine, California. They took me in under their wing. Pretty new to the world, to the business world, obviously not knowing a thing about anything, but I was one scared 18-year-old girl out there just taking phone calls, doing appointments, and Alan Ham actually was the bookkeeper in the business, and he the CPA for the company. He did everything. So he kind of took me under his wing, and I used to think he was a real jerk because I used to think he was a real jerk because when I would make a mistake on my work, he would be like, do it over again. And he was the type of person which now I thank for in my life that really kind of made an impact on me in my life, because he would force me to correct my mistakes, which, if everyone knows, in bookkeeping, it's actually really important. You got to have accuracy.
Yeah.
So they actually put me through school. I was really fortunate. I spent a lot of years with them, probably about 9 years with them, and they put me through school. And then I decided that I wanted to follow some crazy boy up to Vegas, you know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Stop it.
I love that. I love that that's kind of like an iron sharpens iron story. I think
Yeah.
we probably have somebody along our timeline that demanded perfection.
Exactly.
We had to level up to accommodate. Right?
Absolutely.
So really great. And I think probably there's a lot of people in the fence industry that resonate with the, hey, we worked in the industry first and then branched out on our own.
Mm-hmm.
And that came with a unique set of complications, because knowing a skill isn't entirely, knowing a business, right?
No,
So,
you have no idea what you're getting yourself into when you're going in for business for yourself. I mean, when I was younger, I used to always read a lot on finances and entrepreneurship, and I always kind of had that feeling that I wanted to own something, but there's no way I was prepared for the roller coaster of a ride that it is to be in business for yourself at all.
Yeah, no, I don't think that there's an actual way to be prepared for it.
No.
I've met students, I've met people that just branched out from being a technician. I've met people who were raised by entrepreneurs. Everyone still receives those obstacles they have to get over to make it all happen. So I love that. Speaking of books that you have read, not necessarily just business books, but in general, do you have a favorite book?
I don't know that I have a favorite book, but I would say I have a favorite author. I read a lot of historical fiction, and one of my favorite authors is actually Kristen Hanna. I don't know if you guys have heard of her. No.
I try to read as little as possible.
I do love mystical fiction novels, but I haven't heard of it.
Okay. I think the last book I read was The Great Alone, which I don't know. I just feel like sometimes when I do read a lot of hey, I just started that one. It's actually really good. Okay, you're supposed to be reading it too, Susan.
I have it right here. It's proof that I'm reading it. Hold on, let me show you where I'm at in the book. See, look, I'm this far in. The page got folded.
Way to go!
Wow. So Atomic Habits was actually really good, but I kind of tend to gravitate towards books that kind of transport me somewhere different, like somewhere cool. Like the last one took me to Alaska, so I spent the entire winter time in Alaska chopping wood. You know?
Yeah.
But I love historical fiction, and Kristen Hanna is one of my favorites.
Nice. Speaks to a strong imagination.
Yeah.
So
that's probably why I don't read.
Why?
Definitely have a
I can't see the picture in my head.
That could be like a subset of ADHD also, just for the record. So also, Yadira, talking about where you are currently in the fence industry, I know that the name FWA is thrown around, Las Vegas Fence is thrown around. People hear that on occasion. I also have met several people who hadn't heard of it. Even at the fence show, this was kind of their first engagement with it. So kind of currently, where are you positioned in the fence industry? What are you up to there?
So I've taken on a great leadership with the women of FWA. We are really excited about the fence show that we have coming up every year. I know that there has been talk about doing some other smaller, more intimate events around town. So shh. That's a secret. But they are coming. Defense University has fantastic trainings that are scheduled to be out, so I'm really excited about that, and just creating those collaborations with other organizations, other great people in the industry that are passionate about the same things that we are. So
yeah, I think we should take that moment to plug the Women of FWA, whose podcast you're watching right at this particular moment.
yeah.
Like you said, you've got that leadership position, and I know that both of you guys have been, absolutely critical to creating this environment where we can all come, quote unquote, sit together. But I think that it is something that is maybe blowing up even beyond what you guys had initially imagined. Just from what I saw at the Fence Show and the interactions we have with all these really awesome and powerful and unique ladies online that are involved in the fence industry. I'm loving the energy that it's bringing. And Susan, you know all the best ways to connect with the Women of FWA, right?
On the social medias?
Yes, all the social medias.
We've got the Facebook, we've got the Instagram, we've got the LinkedIn, we've got the TikTok. Yeah, we got a TikTok.
Yeah.
We have a YouTube page. We have a website. We have an email address, womenofFWA@gmail.com. And I also want to note that we are listening to you. We started the monthly newsletter. It did go out today. If you didn't get it and you want to get on the emailing list, just contact one of us on socials or email womenofFWA@gmail.com. We're going to make sure that we get those out monthly. It's fun, right? And just kind of keeping everybody up to date about like the direction we're going in, what we've been working on, what we've been talking about, what we've been doing, and stuff like that. And of course, as you get closer to the show, 90% of what we're doing is about the show. But one of our big pushes this year is building leaders and doing a retreat on that and focusing on how we can build more leaders through Women of FWA.
Yeah. Thank you, Susan. That was so wonderful. And the neat thing about that too, Tiffany, one thing that I really credit the Women of FWA is allowing me to come out of my shell. I'm very much a somebody who has always kind of kept to herself and stayed out of the spotlight, stayed out of the cameras. I've never really truly, like, even my social media stuff, like it was just very more to keep like my family up to date on what I was doing, like what's going on in my immediate family. But the Women of FWA have really, really made me step out of my comfort zone. Have really made me step into a world that I didn't even know existed. And you guys have allowed me that connection with each one of you guys that I feel like I have, and I'm thankful for that. I just I got the chance to kind of bond. I'm still bonding with Heather. So Heather, I'm here with Heather now, and it was just so nice to get up and have coffee with her and spend an hour just chit-chatting and getting to know each other, because this is the very first time that I've actually had one-on-one with Heather. And I'm really looking forward to getting, and I know Susan and I have done this because she's been out to Vegas multiple times, but I'm really looking forward to getting to know each one of us, even with that retreat that we have coming up. I'm getting a little bit more one-on-one time with all the women.
How is Fence Camp going?
It is over now. So now we get to do the fun part. We came to Louisville just for the night. We're supposed to go out and have a nice dinner with the boys later, but it was nice to see Sean and Brian also getting that voice time,
Geeks, Fence geeks.
But it was good it's just really good camaraderie and really, really good energy from everyone that was here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like that.
Yeah. That is way awesome. And like you said, getting to see Heather and on top of, the entire experience, that's gotta be so great. So did she show you her horses?
She did. We went. Well, I'm gonna say we went and fed them, but we went and I watched her feed her horses. I got to pet them. They're gorgeous animals. Yeah, I can't wait to see her ride them or actually like do some of the competitions that they do.
Right. Yeah, that's gonna be way cool.
Yeah. Makes me jealous. Now I want a horse, Brian.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge for the world to see.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so we've talked a little bit about where you came from with the bookkeeping and what you're doing now in the fence industry. Do you have future plans, both without of the fence industry? Where do you plan to be? Like, maybe what's your 2 to 5 year plan?
Sure. Not 100% certain. I would really like to probably work a little bit more from home, just like everybody else would, I know that I currently do have that option, but I don't do it. I just have like this mental thing where I just have to get up and like rush into the office, feeling that I'm needed at the office, even though sometimes nobody even misses me.
Aww.
They definitely miss you.
That's I'd have to say that's the one thing I genuinely miss is waking up and going to an office. Like I still go through all the processes, get up, like get ready and stuff like that, bring my kid to school, and then I come back to like
the home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now don't get me wrong, it's great to sweep and mop your house like when you need like a 10-minute break. But like it also like I said, it sucks. Like if you know me, I'm calling people all day long just for entertainment purposes.
I know. Well, that's the good thing about it is, I just having a little bit more flexibility in being able to work from home. But on a personal level, I think I would actually, I've always wanted to kind of get my real estate license. That's something that we've kind of been pretty fortunate the last few times that we've delved into real estate, I guess. It's been kind of a little lucrative for us, and I'm kind of hooked now. So I kind of do want to get my own real estate license and maybe like start investing in a couple small properties and kind of help that Hispanic community get into affordable homes and stuff. So
yeah, I love that. I think that plays a lot into our Women of FWA goal, even of just bridging that gap.
Yeah.
And making sure, like, speaking of inclusivity, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so I think that's a really awesome passion that you have to make that happen. I personally think the attention to detail that you mastered in your more than 10,000 hours as a bookkeeper, plus what you've done in helping Brian to build an actual company in the fence industry from scratch, starting off with like, hey, we worked in it, we're going to do it for ourselves, and then being here today. I think all of that's going to empower whatever future venture you set yourself upon. So I'm excited to see how that plays out as we continue to bond over the next
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. I really do look forward to seeing the Women of FWA continue to grow. And we are definitely a powerful movement that's happening within the industry, I believe.
I think so too. Movers and shakers,
Yeah.
It's just, almost every interview where the Women of FWA was discussed, from the interviews that were taken on the fence show floor, it was a unanimous vote that, hey, this is shaking things up and it's going to create a massive ripple impact, in the industry. So I love that we all have that opportunity to be a part of it here, and it's kind of balloon, let alone as it takes form. So it's going to be super cool. That is most of the questions. I thought maybe we should cover your favorite season and your favorite food, just to make sure that we've got some favorites on the table.
Sure.
And since,
I would say
changing
fall.
season.
Fall is my favorite. We love Halloween. We're gonna have our big Halloween party that we missed last year, but this year it's gonna be on the 26th, and you guys are all invited. But it's a big old Halloween bash, you know, costumes and pumpkin carving and apple cider and caramel apples, and it's just so much fun. So
When you say everybody, you mean the entire internet or just like me and Tiffany?
everybody, I want everybody to come. Everybody's invited.
I hope you do get some stragglers in from that invitation. That's awesome. That sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And is Halloween primarily why fall is your favorite, or
I just love
those like
cooler weather,
pumpkin drink?
I guess it's just the cooler weather, you know, like after Vegas is so hot in the summertime that after like once it starts to cool down, like you're like, oh, you get that sigh of relief of, you know, it's cooler now and winter is coming, but it also gets pretty cold in Vegas. So fall is definitely my favorite.
Awesome. When you live in Idaho, the idea of winter is coming is so much more daunting. Just saying. I loved the weather coming down there. It was so nice. I came back and put a sweater on.
Oh, see, I need to move somewhere cold. Veronica was telling me, come to Wyoming.
I don't know about that. That's too cold. But speaking of Halloween costume parties, what's this, ladies?
Oh,
let me do the silent drum roll.
I love it.
Women of FWA Halloween social. And I'm pretty sure we decided, at least I didn't hear anything else, that this is open to anyone, not just a women's only party. So bring your husbands, bring your kids, bring your wives. If you're
I don't know about bringing kids.
Well,
I've heard Veronica speak.
Her costume includes duct tape and then everything.
I don't know about, no, I just meant like inappropriate language, not inappropriate clothing.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It is our group. Well, it's not under parental advisement.
And we'll have a link out soon. I apologize. I didn't put the link on there, but that's just because, you know, I forgot. I
do believe Michaela is also going to make an event page. We'll be sharing it several times up until the event, so we'll have the link out there and make it easy to get into. But we're going to do a costume party for bragging rights. And I don't know, maybe we'll do like a best men's, best women's, best couples, just to accommodate whoever might be coming to the costume party. But it should be fun, just kind of a casual social. I'm excited for it.
Cool.
Get into the holiday spirit.
Yeah, definitely.
So I actually have a question for you, Yadira. A while back, you know, we were talking and I was like, well, what are you passionate about? And we had a really nice conversation based on that topic. But I think people don't know what you're passionate about.
I want to say I'm passionate about small business, just people who have an idea in their mind and that idea doesn't leave their brain. It doesn't leave their head. It's just circling and circling, and they have an idea and they want to do something. And sometimes it's a little bit of fear. It's a little bit of finances. It's a little bit of the uncertainty. But I think that if somebody has an idea for a business, I want to help them create that business. And
I love that.
That's what I'm pretty passionate about, especially with, you know, FWA and the small business side of it. Like I want to help you get to the next level because you deserve it. Everybody does, in my opinion, especially if you're willing to put in the work. And especially if you have that idea and you're willing to make it work, I say we help you, and reach out to us if you have any questions, any help. We're here to help you.
Aw, and you're even like slapping, like
Yes.
you're like, I believe you. Like, I
I
want to
re-
start a business. I don't know what it's gonna be, but like I'm following you to like the depths of hell on this one,
I'm
sister.
let me know. Let's sit down and let's
You
talk
don't
about
actually
what
have to
your
go to the
idea is.
depths
Did
of
you
hell on that one. You can just, America, baby, right?
America, baby.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love it.
Absolutely. And I think that's why I'm so proud of living in the US too. And the fact that my mother brought me, and I go back to, I've gone to other countries, and go back to my country in Mexico, and I just see the opportunity that exists here in the US is just unbelievable. If you want it, you can make it happen because you're in the US. So
I agree. I love it.
And if you're a woman in fence, you can make it happen by joining us.
absolutely. Yes.
We're passionate and we're crazy for each other.
Yes. Yes. What does Brian say now? He
I
says,
think we just ignore him.
what did he say?
He
He's
said,
starting-
"Come see Sean at the Men of FWA booth next year. They're gonna have beef jerky and beer nuts."
I
And then
thought they did cigars and bourbon this last time.
right, exactly, and it's the boys of FWA. I've got Isaac Alexander over here on my page saying I have the smallest business around and I'm working on it every day. It's an employee of one.
It's an
That's
uphill
a small
battle, but
business.
the best views come from those steep climbs. So
Yes,
don't give up.
definitely. And I think everything starts with an idea. And if you surround yourself with the right people and the right mentors,
And what you described earlier was obsession.
yes,
Just for the record, become obsessed.
thank you. Mhm.
It's worth it.
I love that. I want to bring up, as everybody knows, there is a second hurricane heading to our friends down in Florida. We are still raising money through the GoFundMe page. I'm putting the link in the comments for everybody. And obviously we don't know what's going to happen yet, but whatever we need to do to get food and supplies down to them. I know we were going to start a clothing drive this week, but I think that's still on hold because it's a pretty big boy out there. So like, if you can help, please help. If you can't, please help share it. Every penny counts, you know what I mean? And we're doing everything we can to get as many supplies to the Tampa Bay area specifically. I've got Nikki Hage down there, which she's not there right now. They did leave town. I checked on her yesterday. But there's going to be a lot of people who need help. So I definitely wanted to mention that.
Is there an address we can send like any clothing that we may have if that's been started? Or
So it hasn't officially started. I have an address, and I'll put it out as soon as I have full approval and when I know roads are opened up again.
Sure.
So if you aren't buying brand new clothing, go through your closets and start cleaning out for wintertime and for Christmas and stuff like that. If you could just wash those gently used clothes, pack them up in a box and hold on to them till the drive starts for clothing, because kids are going to have to go back soon. They've lost everything. Parents need clothes on their backs, shoes, socks, you guys, underwear, things like that. I hit up the Walmart dollar rack the other day and bought everything I could in all different sizes. So, but this money right here is going to go towards probably another food supply run just because of everything going on. So whatever we can do to help.
very cool.
Definitely.
Sorry, I still have a small touch of the pneumonia.
Well, you got to cough when you got to cough. That's an incredibly important announcement. So,
Yeah.
And I guess just a note about it, I'm pretty sure even with an event or a link like this, you can invite your entire friends list versus just sharing it. Facebook has algorithms where when you share something to your feed, only a certain percentage of your friends actually see it, depending on who's engaging. But you can typically go to a page and invite your entire friends list, and that guarantees that 100% of your friends will at least have the option to give if they've got something to give.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Outside of that, I don't think I have anything to mention before we walk out of here. Okay, Gatekeepers podcast going live at 7:30 Central Time. So in an hour and a half. Tiffany, anything you'd like to say before we start wrapping up?
I don't think so. I hope to see everyone at the costume party and, of course, sending prayers down to the affected areas in the storm.
And the costume party is on the 30th?
Right. On a Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yadira, give us some wise words to close the show out with.
Who? Me?
Yadira. Yeah.
Oh.
Wise words on the spot.
I was waiting for her to say, don't start running unless you see me running.
No. If you have an idea, if you have a passion, pursue it. It's worth it. So don't let anybody tell you that you can't do something, because that's not right. That's not real. We live in America, and you can do anything you set your mind to.
I love that. That's super inspiring.
Bye,
everybody.
See you guys.
Thanks for watching, guys.